The Pittsburgh Steelers have just gotten a major update on quarterback Russell Wilson before this weekend's game against the Atlanta Falcons. So, you know how Russell Wilson, he's been dealing with calf tightness this entire offseason? From training camp, he was limited, to the preseason, he was limited. Well, it was reported this week, just today, that he has calf tightness once again, and he reported to team doctors, and he's getting checked out by them, and he was limited in this practice. So now, this injury update leaves his status for this week's game up in the air. Will he play? Well, that is the question. So, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, it seemed as though the injury for Russell Wilson was behind us because he played in the final preseason game. He looked quite good. After his first preseason game and the second game didn't go too well, he looked like he's back to himself. Yes, Arthur Smith said he's still dealing with some stuff. He's not fully back, but we expected after having a whole week off after the last preseason game, that he's going to be healthy. He was named the starter, and he was ready to go. We're going to have Russell Wilson as a starting quarterback week 1 against the Falcons. Yes, Justin Fields may be thrown in there for some plays. Like Mike Tomlin said, he warned basically the head coach of the Falcons that Justin Fields, he has too much athleticism not to use. So we expected, hey, Russell Wilson, he's going to be the starter. He's ready to go. He'll be healthy by week 1. He was dealing with everything he was dealing with this entire offseason, being eliminated in training camp, not really participating as much. But then in the preseason, missing the first preseason game because of calf tightness, coming back the second game, playing in the third game as well. Hey, that calf may be good now. Well, apparently he's suffering from calf tightness once again, as he has reported to team doctors that he has calf tightness, and he's getting checked out by them. This was reported by Ian Rappaport of NFL Network first, and then it was reported by Adam Schefter as well of ESPN, basically saying that he's meeting with team doctors and he was limited in practice. So being this limited in practice this late in the week and just having this calf tightness reappear is not a good sign, because the calf is what really holds that leg together, and that could create problems elsewhere for injuries to happen. And that's why he was limited all through training camp, and the Steelers are very cautious with him, because that calf could lead to more things. So being limited and having calf tightness this late in the week just reappear is just not a good sign for his status in this game against the Falcons. Let me just say this, however. If it is just calf soreness and his calf is great by tomorrow, being limited in practice will have nothing to do with his actual game status. As a veteran, as someone who's been in this league for like 15 plus years, it will have nothing to do if he could play in this week's game, being limited in practice. He could probably be a DNP and still play. But having calf tightness, that's an injury problem. That's not just a limited problem. Being limited in practice has nothing to do with the status. But him actually having an injury does. Is this an injury that's going to linger? Usually calf soreness, calf tightness, calf strains take a while to recover from, because it is a lingering issue and you want it to fully go away. You want it to fully heal. That's why the Pittsburgh Steelers were so cautious with his calf tightness from earlier. So the fact that it's still lingering on could be an issue. And because he was held out before, he could be held out now. So that brings up the question. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. If Justin Fields is then the starter in this week's game and the Steelers play amazing, just say the Steelers go out and dominate and beat the Falcons by a lot, will Russell Wilson, if he is ready for week 2, would he then be named the starter for week 2? Or would it then be Justin Fields? That would be the question. And that's the question that has us all thinking right now. Hey, is Russell Wilson going to play in this game? And if he doesn't, is Justin Fields ready? And if Justin Fields is ready and shows out, is he the guy? And that's a question that Mike Tomlin will have to answer if it indeed goes that direction, in which it looks like it may be heading, just based off the reports. Because calf issues, I keep saying, they are a lingering issue. Justin Fields has made it be known that he does not plan on sitting this entire season out and being a redshirt kind of player. Someone who just sits the entire season, doesn't play. He's made that clear. He doesn't want that to happen. He's going to continue battling every day to earn the starting job, to take over this team and be the future franchise quarterback. He's made that clear in the interviews that he's done, especially recently within the last week. So if Justin Fields is given this opportunity, once again, will he earn it and take it over from Russell Wilson? Hopefully that is the case. Hopefully he does go out and beat the Falcons by 20 plus. And then we have to have this conversation about, is he the starter or Russell Wilson? Mike Tomlin kept saying, Russell Wilson, pole position of the starting quarterback spot. Well, how much longer can he be in pole position if he's injured and he's limited week after week? For example, if it was really a quarterback competition, if this offseason was really a quarterback competition and it's between one quarterback and the other, and their resumes, you're not looking at any of them combined. You're not looking at their past experience. You're not looking at Russell Wilson being a veteran and Justin Fields being a younger guy. And you brought in Russell Wilson first, Justin Fields second. If you're not looking at any of that, and you're looking at a player versus a player, and who's going to win the starting job? Hey, this player was limited, was injured basically the entire time. He didn't look too great in the preseason. And when he did play in the final preseason game, he looked a little bit better. Or you're going to play the guy who is athletic. He showed out during training camp. He was fully healthy, played in every first team snap, played with the starters, has all the repetitions with the starters because he was healthy. And then in the preseason, he looked like he was making something out of nothing with his legs, and he was showing out. Which quarterback are you going to go with? Probably the second option. Well, that second option I just described was Justin Fields, because that's what it was. Russell Wilson wasn't healthy, and Justin Fields was. So we got to see more of Justin Fields. And Justin Fields did not win the starting quarterback job. So it was truly a pole position thing, and I believe it wasn't really a quarterback competition at all, and Russell Wilson was just given it. But that was because resume has something to do with it. The resume wasn't taken out. Like how I said just take it out, the resume was included. And we're looking at past experience, winning Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, what he's done in this league, and that's why Russell Wilson is given the first opportunity to start. But if he's continued to be limited, can you really stick with him that much longer? In my eyes, Justin Fields should have won the starting quarterback job if it was truly based off just a quarterback competition. But anyway, Mike Tomlin made the decision with Russell Wilson, and if it is Russell Wilson, we're going to support him to the max if he is starting, and hopefully he goes out there, wins 17 games this season, wins the Super Bowl, and everything like that. But if it's Justin Fields, hopefully it's the exact same thing I just said. So this video could be all for nothing. It could just be, hey, Russell Wilson, he's dealing with something today. Tomorrow he's better. He plays in the game completely fine. But obviously you're going to overreact to something like this, because I was going to say something small like this, but it isn't really something small because he's been dealing with it the entire offseason. So it's not something small. And it's something that maybe is major and something you have to be more concerned about because it has lingered for months now. It's not just weeks, it's been months with the same injury. So obviously you could say I'm overreacting with a video like this about Russell Wilson, but it's been happening for the entire offseason. So at some point you kind of have to overreact, and you have to think about the possibility of Justin Fields maybe taking over quicker and sooner than expected. Many people thought maybe, hey, if Russell Wilson by the bye week, the Steelers aren't doing too well, they have a losing record, Russell Wilson doesn't look too great, maybe you switch over at the bye week and then Justin Fields takes over. Or maybe it is a Mitchell Trubisky type of situation where come week 4, you know how week 4 against the Jets, he got pulled at halftime, Kenny Pickett took over. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe Justin Fields takes over at halftime in a game if something isn't going too well this season. Maybe many people are expecting maybe that could happen. But if Russell Wilson is playing well, then obviously you ride with him. But many scenarios are happening, and maybe, just maybe, the scenarios come to an end quicker and sooner than expected, and Justin Fields just starts from week 1. My personal opinion on this quarterback spot before I end this video, if the offense line could actually block and can actually hold up, not like we saw in preseason because they couldn't do that, but if they could actually block, give it to Russell Wilson first. Let's see what he could do. But if they can't block, you need someone to make something out of nothing. And Russell Wilson can't do this at that stage of his career. So that would be Justin Fields. That's just my viewpoint on this. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this quarterback situation and Russell Wilson still dealing with a calf injury. Just now, reporting to team doctors of calf tightness once again and being limited in this practice. Do you believe that he will play in this week's game, or do you believe that Justin Fields will take over sooner than expected and start week 1? And how do you think he would do in this week's game with limited participation? So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications as well for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything like that. I'll continue to cover this story and everything else involving the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in the regular season and the entire offseason once again. So like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all later. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.